going on, guys? My name is Coaster Today, and today I'll be showing you my top 10 roller coasters I've ridden. Here at number 10, we have American Thunder at Six Flags St. Louis in Eureka, Missouri. Honestly, really underrated park. But now, on to American Thunder. The airtime is great. That moment right there might be my favorite moment on the ride. It's extremely smooth for how old it is. It's like almost 15 years old. Like, I only rode it this summer, but it is such a fun ride. It originally opened as Evel Knievel back in 2005. It was changed into American Thunder in 2011. I got to ride it on Worldwide Coaster Kids Day, and it is just such a fun ride. At number 9, we have Diamondback at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. And it is so much fun. The floater airtime is what it's all about. And oh my gosh, that moment right there was probably my favorite floater moment of all time. It is so much fun. It's a lot better than people say. Maybe not as good as other people say, but probably my favorite it is my favorite hypercoaster. And really, I mean, Mamba's good, but this is definitely better. Like those B&M clamshells. It's the only coaster with B&M clamshells that I've ridden, and it's so good. I think, yeah. Second best coaster at the park. Not gonna say what the best is. We'll save that for later. But geez, this ride is so much fun. These last airtime hills are actually decent. Like, unless you don't get room, they're pretty if you do that. This helix, not anything special, but it's kind of intense. Not really, though. Okay, this moment's probably the most picturesque moment on the ride. This splashdown right here. Here we have Time Traveler coming in at number 8. This is at Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. And oh my gosh, don't get me started about the drop in the back row. It is one of the best coaster moments I have ever experienced. Seriously. This thing's just any other row, apart from the back, family coaster. Back row is extreme. Like, it is so good. Like, I can't stop. You guys are like, wow, you are praising it so much. How is it not number even higher? Well, that's just to say how good the next ones are going to be. This one, it's a great night ride. It's just fun. It's just one of the most pure fun coasters ever. I feel like I've said that about the last two, but this one is almost more pure fun. Maybe it probably is. And the inversions are solid. This moment right here is so underrated. That entrance into the second launch has so good airtime. And I don't get why no one talks about it. It is amazing. Here we have Boss at number 7. This is also at Six Flags St. Louis in Eureka, Missouri. This is definitely my favorite coaster. Favorite coaster at the park, but I got a legendary night ride on it. It was hauling. The people I was with said it was their best ride ever on it. It was crazy. The airtime on the drops was insane. It was so good. I was like coaster drunk after it. Like, oh my gosh. I was just in shock in how good it was. Like, seriously, I cannot believe how good a trimless ride would be on this. Like, a trimless ride would be insane. I kept hoping it would valley or, like, be trimless. I'd rather have trimless than valley, but, like, seriously. This thing hauled butt. Like, it was so... it was so good. I loved it. Definitely the best coaster at the park, without a doubt. In the front row, I don't know what the best row is. Front row, probably. It's either front or back. Front, you go so fast. Back has way better airtime, but seriously, this coaster is insane. At number 6, we have Prowler at my home park, Worlds of Fun. It is definitely my favorite ride at my home park. It is so good. It is so its airtime at night with room while it is hauling is legendary. Like, it had like almost I when I what I called it while I was writing it, I was like, this is almost RMC level airtime. I don't think it was quite that good, but it was almost like, it's probably like top 2 coaster experiences at night in the fireworks. It was insane. Here we go. 5, Voyage. It is severely overrated, but seriously, it is still a fantastic ride. I still don't. Sorry, guys. It is still phenomenal, but seriously, I don't get why everyone loves this ride so much. The airtime's pretty weak. It's pretty rough, although I did sit in a wheel seat. But like, this middle section here is actually really nice. This is like a GC on like steroids. This middle section, like, I really like that ride. I haven't ridden Tramless Voyage at night though, which I've heard is insane, but still, it's really good. Okay, this moment up here, this triple down in the back row is crazy. It caught me off guard, and I was like, whoa. It's one of the whippiest coaster moments I've ever experienced. After that, this last half is, I don't know, I don't remember it that well. I only got 2 rides on it, and it was because it was pretty crowded the day I went, and I only had like 5 hours. This was probably the least memorable part of the ride. I don't remember it that well, but it's still so good. Halls, the pacing is phenomenal. Like, it's actually pretty intense too, but in my opinion, severely overrated. I don't get the hype at all. Period. At number 4, we have Maverick at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, and this coaster is awesome. The drop in the back row is maybe my favorite drop. It is amazing. The turns are pretty good. It's insane. Like, really, this airtime moment right here is amazing. Maybe my favorite part of the ride. And this horseshoe roll right here, this twisted horseshoe roll, it wasn't amazing. The inversions aren't amazing. They're good, they're fun, but they're not really one of the highlights of the ride. And here is one of the highlights of the ride, this launch. This launch is probably my favorite launch I've ever been on. Especially at night when you can't see the turn coming. It's insane. Super intense. Like, honestly, people talk about Dragster's launch. Dude, this is better than Dragster's launch, in my opinion. Actually, once is weird. I grayed out on this moment right here. It's really weird. This little S-curve right here is actually pretty fun. Okay, this moment right here, this Stangle Dive thing is really whippy, but not as whippy as this Stangle Dive, which might be one of the whippiest moments. Great airtime right there. It is so much fun. Here we have quite possibly the most pure fun coaster. I could not stop smiling on this. This is Mystic Timbers at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. My favorite coaster at the park. It is insane. The airtime is so good. It is so much fun. The pacing is amazing. I mean, there's one moment where it kind of slows down, but it's so much fun. And I don't get why everyone hates on the shed. What I'm thinking is, like, would you rather have just a regular brake run with nothing or the shed? Because, like, you wouldn't have anything on it. The shed is fantastic. It is amazing. I love it. The shed is a disappointment, but it's still one of the most fun rides of all time. I love it. Here we have number 2, Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City. This coaster is crazy. So this thing has like Steel Vengeance level airtime. Do you see what I paused there? Foreshadowing. But that airtime moment is probably my favorite part of the ride. This moment right here in the back's amazing. This is one of the most overrated elements of all time, that wave turn. But then you get into this airtime hill, which is amazing. These inversions, which used to be my favorite inversions of all time, but probably not anymore. And here we have number 1, Sorry, I've been talking so much. This is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. My favorite coaster. It is insane. The level of airtime is insane. The strength of airtime is insane. That moment right there is my favorite element of all time. And this step up's pretty good. That inversion's pretty fun. Like, I don't really remember that part too well, but it's still amazing. This inversion isn't amazing. And, like, it's so good. This moment right here is amazing. We might be getting to the drop off the brake run is pretty overrated. This moment's decent. They're not the best moments, but they're good. This moment is one of the best moments on the ride. That moment is crazy. That's a fun turn. Nothing to shout at though. These inversions are amazing. Some of my favorite inversions. All these airtime hills are amazing. The second half is better. This moment is insane. That's a great inversion. Decent turn, fun. Now my favorite part of the ride, these final 6 airtime hills. They're so good. This coaster has no pace.